What is happening in the world of sports right now? The news cycle is absolutely insane, and here at the Roger Report, we're bringing you the must-know updates that you can't afford to miss. Get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of the stories that have everyone talking. We've got exclusive insights, breaking developments, and all the angles you need to stay ahead of the game. This is your essential briefing, so buckle up and let's dive into the action. First up, a former NFL great is making waves off the field with a surprising interaction that's got everyone buzzing. We'll break down what happened and why it matters. Then, we're diving deep into the rankings that attempt to crown the greatest to ever do it. And one particular quarterback's placement is sparking serious debate. Plus, a major sports publication has dropped its list of the most intriguing players for the upcoming season, and a familiar face is at the very top, with big expectations. And finally, we're heading to New York where a team is undergoing a massive culture shift, with a new coach aiming to revitalize their fortunes and a new quarterback ready to lead the charge. You do not want to miss this. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and let's get into it. A standoff off the field. This story dives into a fascinating, and frankly, slightly awkward, encounter between former Steelers safety and current ESPN analyst Ryan Clark and the newly acquired Steelers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. During a Steelers visit, Clark, who has had a public back-and-forth with Rodgers in the past, was looking forward to a genuine conversation. He expressed his respect for Rodgers' career, even calling him the best quarterback he's ever played against, and wanted to extend a welcome to Pittsburgh and discuss his career. However, according to Clark's retelling, Rodgers appeared to intentionally ignore him. Clark detailed how, as he was arriving, Rodgers was engaged in conversation with Arthur Smith. When Clark attempted to greet Rodgers and his companions by rolling down his window and saying hello, he claims Rodgers looked directly at him and offered no acknowledgement. Clark, who values directness, stated he respected Rodgers for not faking a friendly demeanor if he wasn't feeling it, but also noted that in his opinion, it's simply rude not to acknowledge someone. This moment, captured by Clark, highlights the complex dynamics that can exist between prominent figures in the sports world, especially when past rivalries or public comments are involved. It raises questions about professional courtesy and how athletes navigate personal interactions amidst intense public scrutiny. But don't go anywhere, because things are about to get even more interesting as we rank the legends of the game. Ranking the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. This piece delves into an ongoing series ranking the top 50 quarterbacks in NFL history, specifically focusing on the placement of Aaron Rodgers at number 9. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 2005, Rodgers spent years as Brett Favre's understudy before ascending to starter status in 2008. His career trajectory has been nothing short of spectacular, marked by a Super Bowl XLV MVP, 4 NFL MVP awards, and numerous league-leading statistics in passer rating and touchdowns. His 2011 season, in particular, is highlighted as one of the greatest single-season performances by a quarterback. The narrative traces his move to the New York Jets in 2023, which was unfortunately cut short by a season-ending Achilles injury just minutes into his debut. Now, ahead of the 2025 season, Rodgers has been acquired by the Pittsburgh Steelers, with indications that this may be his final year in the league. His career totals are staggering. Over 62,000 passing yards and 500 touchdowns, with an exceptional passer rating, making him one of the few quarterbacks to achieve such milestones. The report emphasizes his elite arm talent, pinpoint accuracy, mobility, football IQ, and unparalleled ability to extend plays and throw from difficult angles, often described as a masterful improviser. The article sets the stage for anticipation, posing the question of who precisely ranks higher than Rodgers on this esteemed all-time list, inviting debate and further discussion among fans and analysts alike. But who is generating the most buzz heading into the new season? We've got the inside scoop. The most intriguing player in the game. This report highlights Aaron Rodgers, the star quarterback now with the Pittsburgh Steelers, being named the most intriguing player of the upcoming 2025 NFL season by The Athletic. The publication points to the high stakes involved in Rodgers' potential final season, his desire to rebound from two disappointing and injury-plagued years with the New York Jets, and the Steelers' own aspirations to break a long playoff victory drought. The Athletic's Mike Jones questions whether Rodgers, at his age and with his history, still possesses the capability to elevate the Steelers to championship contention, especially considering the team's own recent struggles in the postseason. The article acknowledges the potential synergy, noting that Pittsburgh has achieved success with less, and that Rodgers remains one of the most talented quarterbacks to enter the post-Ben Roethlisberger era, even outperforming Roethlisberger's final seasons. Rodgers' arm strength and late-season performance with the Jets, where he posted a 13.4 touchdown-interception ratio over his last 7 games, are cited as reasons for optimism. However, cautionary notes are also sounded, referencing the team's tendency to chase quick success, the potential clash between Rodgers' pass-happy style and a run-centric scheme, and the challenges faced by a young offensive line tasked with protecting an aging quarterback against formidable rushing defenses. The need for a strong run game and solid supporting cast is emphasized as crucial for Rodgers' success at this stage of his career. The piece also mentions other notable players on the Athletics list, including Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson, underscoring the competitive landscape Rodgers is entering. Rodgers' polarizing nature and the attention he commands are seen as factors that the Steelers' organization has embraced, for better or worse. Now, let's shift our focus to a team looking to completely reinvent itself, starting with a new leadership philosophy. A new era dawns for the Jets. This feature explores the significant cultural overhaul happening with the New York Jets under the leadership of first-year head coach Aaron Glenn and general manager Darren Mauji. The team is aiming to transform from a perennial losing franchise into a competitive contender, a stark contrast to the dismal 12-22 record and subsequent firings of their previous coach and GM following the acquisition of Aaron Rodgers. Glenn, a former Jets player himself, has a proven track record of orchestrating turnarounds, having been part of a Jets team that dramatically improved from a 1-15 season to a Super Bowl contender. His philosophy emphasizes building a team built for New York, emphasizing physicality and a strong mentality. A key decision made by Glenn was releasing Rodgers after 2 disappointing seasons, a move Glenn described as drawing a hard line on what's required, regardless of a player's stature. Glenn's experience as defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, where he contributed to significant team improvements, fuels optimism for his approach with the Jets. He's already winning over players by instilling a new culture focused on physicality, particularly in a league often perceived as pass-heavy. Glenn champions a run-first approach, citing the Super Bowl-winning Philadelphia Eagles' success with a top rushing game despite a lower-ranked passing offense. He advocates for live tackling drills in practice, a stark departure from the modern NFL's injury avoidance protocols, believing it's essential for improvement. Quarterback Justin Fields, who signed a 2-year deal to replace Rodgers, is central to this new offensive vision. Fields, aiming to revive his career after stints with the Chicago Bears and Pittsburgh Steelers, is learning his 4th offense in 5 seasons. Despite an uneven training camp, Glenn expresses confidence in the team's passing attack, pushing back against external noise. The article also touches on Fields' chemistry with former Ohio State teammate Garrett Wilson and the team's supporting receivers. The overall sentiment is one of cautious optimism as the Jets embark on a new chapter under Glenn's leadership, with Fields looking to prove himself as a starting quarterback. And that wraps up our top stories for today. That was a whirlwind tour of the biggest stories. We saw Ryan Clark's take on his interaction with Aaron Rodgers, Rodgers' place in the all-time QB rankings, his designation as the NFL's most intriguing player, and the Jets' culture shift with Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Rodger Report for more, smash that notification bell so you're always in the loop, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and follow us on all our social channels. We'll see you next time.